Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And I want y'all to pay attention to some things here. And basically, we are discussing the hypocrisy of the Democrats. All right. On everything Obama did, um, a lot of things Obama did, I did not approve of. A couple of things in particular, because I recognized them as tearing apart the family, the black family, so to speak. All right. On this one, I was all for. Okay. Illegal immigration. Because I saw this as people trying to replace the Afro community off of the struggles of the Afro community. I want y'all to understand this. The Afro community has had some struggles. And we fought in a way that no one else had to. With blood, sweat, and tears. Had a war, a civil war in the country. All right. And this was just the right to be a human being. When we talk about these reparation stuff, we're not talking about, oh, they took land and stuff like that. We're talking about a government and a system that was designed to rob humanity from the Afro male. Now, I don't too much mention the black woman in this because most of the times they were the betrayers of the Afro males during this process. Every time we got strong enough to build a community, they could go to her and she would sabotage what the Afro men was trying to build in, said community. All right. And so that's where we are. And remember, in the article I put up, and in um, what's the book? Daughters of the Trade. Black women in the United States were slave owners. They were the slave owners, 68%. And I need to find those videos and put that on this channel. So this is where we are. All right. But where we are also is that it's easy to get weak-minded black people on a side against somebody before they analyze anything. They allow people to define terms for us when we're the ones that should be defining terms. Google and YouTube should not have the right to define what racism is and what hate speech is, because they are in no position morally to make a definition of those two terms. One, none of the people at YouTube that rates these channels, that monitors these channels, none of them are descendants of slaves. All right, but they're part of a narrative to get us to forget, what the Democrats did or what Obama did, and I agreed with him when he was doing it. You see, I'm not wishy-washy. The things I stand for no matter who's in office. The things I don't like no matter who's in office. I don't like anything or anyone trying to further destroy the Afro community or the good people of it. Now, the evil people that want to jump on them ships, let them jump on them ships. But I stand up for the good people of the Afro community, and primarily the brothers. Us first, then them. So let's take a look at these hypocrites and see if they have that. They bring up memes of Trump and stuff like that. He's a president. He's really not the policymaker. It's the Congress. And these fools have the hatred for a guy because the media told them to. But then you got YouTube who will go and squash people's speech, and those same guys are okay with that, talking about they love this country. You don't. If you're putting up with what YouTube is doing, that YouTube don't love this country. It's a bunch of people that can't stand people that disagree with them, and they have the platform to make their lives miserable if their money is made on YouTube. That's why I choose not to claim it as a source. All right, let me greet everybody. Hovorn hardu gudag way to the bay. Vasas los bonjour mes amis. Kerubawani konnichiwa. Ni hao ma. Sani bonani. Jambo habarigari. Assalamu alaikum and shalom. All right, so let's break this down. But first, right out the gate, let me remind you, let's get those thumbs up. To donate, my PayPal me link will be in the description box. And remember, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I know some of you think you have, but this is a different channel. This is Reluctant I'll Be Blessed. So check your subscribe button. Make sure you click it and subscribe, and click that drop down button, that bell, and that drop down button, or that drop down list if you haven't. All right. To donate, all you got to do is just click on the link, and any amount of work. But remember, you still take care of yourself and family first. Then if you have an abundance, hey, holla at me. All right, so let's get into this breakdown real quick. And let's see what you're really working with. All right, pay attention.
You mentioned immigration. There's a humanitarian crisis on the border. Some of your critics have said you have to speak out more directly to the people of Central America and say, don't come. If you come, you will be deported.
Well, we actually...
All right, watch his answer.
We've done that. The problem is that under current law, once those kids come across the border, there's a system in which we're supposed to process them, take care of them, until we can send them back. It's a lengthy process.
So process them, take care of them, until we can send them back. So what's going on is a lot of these people are trying to use anchor babies. And when they say a lot of drug dealers and a lot of stuff is coming across the border, that's true. Obama understood that. Trump understood that. Probably Bush understood that. All right. Obama deported more people, they say, than all of the modern presidents combined. All right. Now, in fairness, Bush Sr., Reagan, Clinton, Ford, Nixon, all right, really wasn't too much of a problem, immigration, with them. All right. It just started to become a problem under Bush Jr., Clinton, Bush Jr., and stuff. So that more than every other president combined. Okay, yeah, that's easy to make when not really many of them had to deal with the issue. But they asked him the tough questions, and he said send them back.
Message, don't come.
Oh, our message absolutely is don't send your children unaccompanied on trains or through a bunch of smugglers. That is our direct message to the families in Central America. Do not send your children to the borders. If they do make it, they'll get sent back. More importantly, they may not make it.
If they do make it, they will get sent back. And more importantly, they may not make it. If they do make it, they will get sent back. And this is why I call people who claim they're Democrats hypocrites. They're all for it if Obama did it, but if a Caucasian guy do it, then everybody's a racist, right? But here's the really sad part about this. Here is the really sad part about this. It shows you how gullible and easy it is to manipulate the current crop of black people that has been single mother raised. You got a lot of these dudes that cannot think critically and for themselves, nor do they want to do the research for themselves. Right? And you got a bunch of dudes up here protesting that the woman is the lead, that the woman is the lead, that the woman is the lead. We have the only society where you got a group of dudes that want to put the woman, the black woman, at the lead of them because their mama was black, not realizing they had a father too, and she probably was instrumental in getting rid of him or choosing somebody that wasn't worthy of being a father. All right. And so while these dudes want to be led by the black woman, did you ever notice the black woman don't mind following anybody but a good, strong Afro man? Look at the black women that went in, that decide they're going to be down for the foolishness, they're following AOC. Think about that for a minute. And you got these people, these people wickedly looking at the black woman as the leader of the community, but they don't lead crap because the good men lead themselves. We're just out of there because we recognize that the black woman will use the system to destroy anything we try to build anywhere in her vicinity. How do we know it? Look on YouTube and see how many channels these black women are taking down. Look on YouTube and Facebook and see how many people these black women have set up. Oh, and these people on YouTube and all the rest of that stuff, they try to squash the voices of the Afro man who's speaking out. Why? Because they don't want us to have a voice. But me, I'll just keep making channels, understanding that it's YouTube that are the racists. And we know that when they review the channels, we know what they're doing to Afro men, especially the ones that are speaking out about their own channel. But then again, as Caucasian people, they define what stuff is, even though they've never felt it. Yeah. So, back at it. To all you clowns following a bunch of women that's tearing things up and who have, on account of them, has caused Trump's approval ratings to skyrocket, basically because a lot of people are starting to see how correct he is about the state of the country because of the women that it is producing that only wants to see its destruction. And you got an organization in YouTube and Google that are using their platform to take away the rights of anybody that don't see eye to eye with them on liberal issues which are destroying the country. And really, I'm not really like, oh, F that and stuff like that about the country. I see it's successful. I see why it is. because nobody is allowed to call the BS out. Period. Obama, I mean, Trump is going to win again because people are getting tired of the hypocrisy. When the guy you like can do stuff, but the guy you don't like can't do anything, and then you falsely accuse the guy you don't like of everything he says now become, you look for a way to make it bad. And that's what people are doing. And how do I know this? Because they're doing it to black people too on YouTube. So-called black people. Us Afro men. The same way they're treating Trump is the same way they're treating Afro men. Understand this. They're loosely throwing around the term racism instead of coming to us Afro men to ask us what it is. YouTube has nobody reviewing videos that are descendants of slaves. And yet they're going to try to tell us what racism is. And then I'm looking at what this dude is saying in the office, and I don't find it racist. Prejudicial, maybe. But he is telling the truth. He just ain't telling it well. No, he is telling it well. He is telling it the truth, and he is telling it how he talks. And I'm good with that. I understand where he come from. I don't expect him to talk like Obama or myself. And that's the problem. People want everybody to think like them, talk like them, and do everything else like them, even though they're the ones that's crooked. That's why, you know what? When King said, I fear I have integrated my people into a burning house, he saw the Democratic Party for what it was, and he was coming on board before he was actually shot by the Democrat people out of the Democratic Party, which black people so follow. He saw what Malcolm X was talking about when Malcolm X said, anybody that votes for the Democratic Party are fools. With that said, I'm out.